Hi there, my name is Dr. Katrina Cox, and I'm the author of The Opportunity in Cancer. Today I'd like to talk to you about thriving. What does it mean to thrive? If you've read my book or you've been a part of the community, the Cancer Remission Mission, you'll often hear this tagline of transforming surviving into thriving. But what does it actually mean to thrive, and how is it relevant for cancer survivors? This is important because if we understand what we're striving for, we'll understand how to get there and when we get there. Thriving to me is about being in a state of flow. It's about not just surviving. It's about going beyond surviving and actually being able to fully transform one's life so that they can feel comfortable, confident, clear, and have freedom in terms of their life choices. The survivorship state is one that keeps us in that state of stress. Although we can get to survivorship, and it's very important in the cancer journey, moving beyond survivorship is what we really want to do in order to fully and radically transform our journey in cancer recovery. From my perspective, a survivorship state is one where we're stuck in that frozen, afraid, confused, and crushed survivor model that I talk about. This is a stress model. A lot of people who get diagnosed will go instantaneously into a high level of stress. It's one moment, 1 minute at a time that they can focus on. But after they've gone through their active treatment and they're left in that remissive state, a lot of times that stress state stays. Thriving is about moving that frozen place into freedom. It's about transforming that fear and that afraid place into fortitude. It's about eliminating confusion by finding clarity. And it's about making sure that we address if we're crushed to being confident in the choices that we're making. There are a lot of emotions that are associated with the survivorship model, things such as anger, grief, denial. These are all important emotions to process. It's more important to be able to be in that place of bravery, peace, understanding, and that is how we get into that state of flow and what it means to actually thrive. This thriving state reminds me of a case study, a young woman named Jane, who was a cancer survivor twice over. So she had been diagnosed and re-diagnosed with cancer twice. She was a mom of 3 young girls, and after her second bout with cancer, she discovered that her husband wasn't who she thought he was. And that was very traumatic for her and her kids. And she had to dig down even deeper into more stress and trauma in order to be able to save her children and her family. And that only perpetuated this cycle of survivorship. Jane came to me and said, I don't want to be like this. I don't want to feel like this. And I said, well, what we want to work on is actually moving into thriving. So addressing that stress state, this is an example that's blown bigger than lots of us have. But addressing that stress state and moving through all of those emotions, we were able to create this mindfulness practice for her. We figured out which stressed survivor model she was in most. We used herbs to transform that. And then we were able to provide her with 20 minutes a week by putting her on the table for acupuncture because she loved it. I also connected her with some therapists so that she could find one that was most connected for her. So she had a way to move through her thoughts and her journeys and address what was happening in her mind. Releasing the trauma of the past, not only from cancer and also from her life that felt like it was crumbling, was huge in Jane's recovery. This was only elevated or highlighted for us by a 6-week study that we discovered of breast cancer survivors. They took thousands of breast cancer survivors and they monitored their cortisol levels at night. They put a bunch of them through a 6-week program that focused on mindfulness training and cognitive behavioral patterns. And what they discovered is at the end of that 6-week journey, all of those survivors actually normalized their cortisol patterns. Can you imagine if we expanded that 6-week program to 18 months? If we initiated or allowed every single cancer survivor to actually put this program together, we would be able to transform on a large scale all those who are stuck in survivorship and to that thriving model. So that's what thriving means to me, and what I hope it connects with you as a cancer survivor or a supporter of cancer survivor. Please feel free to join us at the Cancer Remission Mission and connect with our community so that you can learn more tips like this today.